Once upon a time, in a tranquil valley nestled between softly rolling hills, there was a small, serene village. The village was a tapestry of tiny thatched cottages, golden fields, and meandering streams that sparkled under the gentle kiss of the sun. In this village lived an old, wise owl named Oliver. Oliver was known by all for his soothing hoots that seemed to harmonize with the whispers of the night. Each evening, as the sky painted itself with the hues of the setting sun, Oliver would find a perch upon the ancient oak that stood at the heart of the village. From there, he would watch over the world as it prepared for the night. As twilight deepened, the colors of the day melted away into a velvet blue, and the first stars would shyly blink into existence. The moon, a crescent of pure silver, would rise, casting a gentle glow over the land. This was Oliver's cue. With a soft flutter, he would take to the sky, gliding over the slumbering houses, each window a square of orange warmth in the growing dark. The air was cool and clear, filled with the scent of jasmine and the distant sound of the sea. Oliver would begin his nightly melody, a lullaby that seemed to speak of ancient forests and silent mountains, of vast, calm oceans and starlit deserts. The leaves would rustle softly, keeping time with his song, and the streams would carry the tune to every corner of the valley. On this particular night, a small child lay in bed, listening. Her name was Leela, and she found that no matter how hard she tried, sleep eluded her. But as Oliver's song drifted through her open window, her thoughts began to quiet. She imagined herself atop a cloud, soft and billowy, like the down of a dandelion. Lila's cloud floated gently across the sky, carrying her over lands she had only ever dreamed of. She saw the ocean, vast and infinite, its waves a lullaby of their own. She soared over mountains capped with snow that glittered like diamonds in the moonlight. She flew through forests where the trees whispered secrets in a language only the wind understood. And as she traveled, Leela felt her eyelids grow heavy, the scenes before her becoming softer, the edges blurring into the sweet oblivion of sleep. Oliver's hoots grew fainter, a soft echo in the cavern of her dreams. Back in the village, the old owl continued his watch, the protector of dreams and the bringer of sleep. As the night deepened, he too felt the pull of restful slumber. With one final, soothing note that floated down to the listening ears of the village, Oliver closed his eyes. The world was still. The stars seemed to twinkle in approval, and the moon continued its slow journey across the heavens. And there, in that peaceful valley, every soul found rest, cradled in the arms of the night. As the story ends, may you too find solace in the quiet of the night, your own thoughts quieting down, your breath deepening, and sleep coming to you as gently as the dusk comes to the valley. Good night. And once upon a time, in a tranquil valley nestled among the softly sloping hills, there was a village known as Serenia. This village was unlike any other in the world. It was a place where the hustle and bustle of daily life seemed to melt away, replaced by a serene calm that comforted the souls of all who lived there. In the heart of Serenia, there flowed a gentle stream. Its crystal-clear waters whispered secrets of peace and tranquility to the smooth pebbles and the green weeds that bowed gracefully at its banks. The villagers often said that the stream had a magical quality, for anyone who sat by its side felt their worries ebb away with its flowing currents. On the outskirts of this village, beneath the spreading boughs of an ancient willow tree, there lived a wise old owl named Ailia. Ailia had seen many seasons come and go, and her amber eyes held the wisdom of the ages. She was known to be the guardian of sleep, a mystical guide who helped the villagers find their way into the land of dreams. As twilight draped the village in hues of lavender and soft blue, the villagers would prepare for the night. They would turn down their lamps, fluff their pillows made of the softest down, and open their windows to invite in the cool, sweet-scented breeze. Then, they would wander to the stream, where Ailia perched on her favored branch. One by one, they would share their day with her, speaking of the simple joys and the small sorrows that they had encountered. Ailia would listen, her head tilting this way and that, her eyes shining with understanding. When the last villager had spoken, Ailia would spread her wings, catching the silvery moonlight that danced through the leaves. She would fly high above the village, circling 3 times, and as she flew, she would hoot a lullaby that resonated with the magic of the stream. The melody was soft and slow, a series of deep, velvety tones that wove through the air like threads of silk. With each note, the flowers would nod their heads, the leaves would rustle in harmony, and the stars above would twinkle a little brighter. Back in their homes, the villagers would feel a warm drowsiness caress their minds. Eyes would flutter closed, and breaths would deepen. The worries of the day would transform into a mist of forgetfulness, swept away by the gentle cloud of sleep. As they journeyed into their dreams, each villager would find themselves in a world of their own creation, a dreamscape of wonder and delight. Some would fly amongst the stars, others would walk through fields of endless spring, while some would simply sit and talk with loved ones long gone, but never forgotten. And as the night deepened, the village of Serenia would be wrapped in a blanket of stillness, safe under Aphelia's watchful gaze. The only sound would be the hushed murmur of the stream, a timeless lullaby for the slumbering souls. In a realm where the skies were painted with the delicate brushstrokes of dusk and dawn, there existed an ethereal garden that stretched beyond the horizon. This celestial garden was known by the ancients as Elysium's blossom, a place where time meandered like a lazy river and the air was always warm with the scent of blooming jasmine. At the center of this garden stood a magnificent tree, its branches a cradle for the stars. The Great Tree of Slumber was its name, and it was said that its leaves were woven from the very fabric of nighttime quietude. The leaves hummed a melody that resonated with the vibrations of the universe, a cosmic lullaby that beckoned sleep to all who were under its boughs. In the garden roamed a gentle spirit named Luna. She was the keeper of nighttime wonders, her delicate fingers were dipped in the cool silver of moonlight. Her task was sacred, to sprinkle the essence of tranquility upon the earth as the day gave way to night. As twilight cascaded across the sky, painting it with strokes of indigo and gold, Luna would begin her dance. With movements that mirrored the softness of shadows and the grace of the night breeze, she'd glide through the garden, her feet barely touching the tips of the grass. She carried with her a silken pouch filled with dreams plucked from the great tree, dreams of serenity, of joyous flights, of whispers between old friends, and of silent understanding. With a sweep of her arm, she'd release these dreams into the sky, where they'd find their way to sleepers in the world below. On this particular night, a gentle zephyr carried with it a request from a world-weary soul seeking rest. Luna, with a knowing smile, reached into the depths of her pouch and withdrew a dream of unparalleled peace. She held it to her heart, infusing it with compassion and kindness. With a flick of her wrist, the dream descended from the heavens, traversing the in-between of space and time. It slipped through the open window of the weary one, who lay tossing and turning in the restlessness of the night. The dream settled over them like a soft blanket, its edges tugging in the corners of their consciousness. The room filled with the sweet scent of jasmine, and the echoes of the cosmic lullaby whispered through the walls. The sleepers' breath slowed, their brow smoothed, and the grip of tension released its hold. They drifted into the dream, where they stood at the edge of Elysium's blossom, beneath the great tree of slumber. Luna's voice, tender and soothing, bade them welcome. The dreamer spent the night exploring wonders untold, every moment filled with the tranquility of the garden. When their eyes opened to the new dawn, it was with a sense of renewal, as if they had truly visited a place where the soul was understood and the heart was heard. And so the night passed, another tale woven into the tapestry of the stars, another soul cradled by the loving arms of the night. Luna continued her eternal dance. In the whispering wilderness of Evermore Forest, there was a hidden pond that mirrored the sky. It was so still, so perfect, that the stars themselves seemed to question which was more celestial, their own expanse or the glassy surface below. This pond was home to Lara, the guardian swan, whose feathers were as white as the clouds that adorned the sun's path. Lara was no ordinary bird, she was born from the first breath of night and had swum in the waters of twilight since the dawn of time. Her graceful neck curved like the crescent moon, and her eyes shimmered with the wisdom of the cosmos. It was said that her soft cooing could soothe even the most troubled heart and that a single feather from her wing could grant a night of undisturbed rest. One crisp evening, as the hues of the day melted into the cool tones of night, a weary traveller stumbled upon evermore forest. His name was Elian, a minstrel whose melodies could make roses weep, yet lately, his music had lost its soul, and with it, his nights had become restless, devoid of dreams. Drawn by the lullaby of rustling leaves, Elian walked deeper into the forest until he came upon Lyria's pond. The sight of the serene water and the moonlight reflecting off Lyria's plumage struck a chord within him. He sat by the edge, his eyes reflecting the tiredness of 1,000 sleepless nights. Lyria approached Elian, her movements causing ripples that glided across the pond like waves of a gentle melody. She looked at the minstrel, seeing his weariness and feeling the heaviness of his soul. With a soft flutter, she plucked a feather from her wing and let it drift towards him on the cool night breeze. Elian